Emotions. Men's emotions. Emotions are a universal aspect of human experience and play a key role in our daily lives. However, the expression and understanding of emotions can vary widely based on gender. Cultural and social norms. In particular, the topic of male emotions in psychology has received a lot of attention in recent years due to the cliche of listless and reserved men. In recent years, this stereotype has been challenged, and there is mounting evidence that men feel emotions just as deeply and fully as women. Emotional stereotypes and their impacting the past. Men were considered deadpan, reserved, and stoic, while women were described as more emotional and expressive. These gender stereotypes have a significant impact on how men and women express and understand their feelings. For example, men who display emotions traditionally considered they're considered feminine, such as sadness or vulnerability, may be stigmatized and perceived as weak. This can make men reluctant to express their feelings, which can negatively impact their mental and physical well-being. Negative consequences of suppressed emotions. Repressed emotions can lead to a number of negative outcomes for men, including increased stress, anxiety, and depression. When men are unable to express their feelings, they can feel anger and frustration, which can lead to aggressive or violent behavior. Additionally, repressed emotions can lead to a lack of empathy and an inability to form meaningful relationships with others. This can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, which can have a significant impact on a person's overall well-being. The importance of expressing emotion and understanding to overcome the negative consequences of suppressed emotions. It is important that men develop the skills and knowledge to express and understand that emotions are something that they need to control. This includes learning to recognize and name emotions and develop strategies to control and regulate emotional responses. Additionally, men should be encouraged to express their feelings in a safe and supportive environment where they will not be stigmatized or criticized for doing so. Creation of safe spaces to express emotions. Creating safe spaces for emotional expression requires changing social attitudes and beliefs about emotions and gender. This includes challenging the stereotype that men are emotionalists and promoting the idea that men can express their feelings. This can be achieved through education and awareness campaigns, as well as through the establishment of support groups and other resources designed specifically for men. Why did I just read all of that? Why? Because men, we don't like to show our emotions. We put our emotions through a ringer and find a way to channel it through something else. Maybe it's drinking, maybe it's smoking, maybe it's video games, whatever. Bro, we gotta be able to come together and work on this specific thing of our emotions. because we can't raise kids. We can't raise boys that are gonna be the same as we were. We can't raise them with the same ideology we had. I say all of that to say, man, this is the No News, Just Facts podcast. This is episode 77. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me, man. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that need to work on me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to, you know what I'm saying? Work on and improve me. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know how long that's gonna take. You feel what I'm saying? This is the show, man. And if y'all ready, I'm ready. It's about to be a long ride, bro. This podcast gonna take a little minute, so just buckle up, cause I'm coming with different angles. This is gonna be a long podcast, so just hold on, man. It's like I was saying earlier. Just like I said, the gatekeepers, they're gonna find a way to put the gatekeepers up at the front and put every other rap act in the back. Y'all sit in the back, right? Look at this. It says Drake wins first Grammy in 4 years despite not submitting any music. Drake cares even less about the Grammys that I do, that he decided, you know what? I'm not submitting no music. And even after not submitting any music, the song Wait For You wins a Grammy, which it's a great song. Don't get me wrong. Great song. Tim's did her thing on that. But this is exactly what I was talking about. It's exactly what I was talking about. It's exactly what I've been saying this whole entire time throughout this whole segment about the Grammys. They have to change this bias way of doing how they do award shows. If that never changes, we will never know about incredible artists. We will never know about incredible rappers that should be nominated. We will never know about incredible artists that are not signed to any big label. Like, I'm just going to go on record as saying Toby Nwigwe should have been nominated for a Grammy just off the fact of his work ethic, bro. Like, there is, like, I saw something that had to do with, like, United Masters saying that there were actually independent artists that won awards at the Grammys. So my whole thing is like this. How did somebody like Toby Nwigwe, who has been putting in work for like mad long, not even get any type of acknowledgement? How does that even work? How does that work? How's it work? I would like to know. I would literally like to know how that works. Because he should definitely be nominated for something. Like, for real. His impact just in the past, I'm just going to say in the past 5 years, hey, he's been putting in work for real, for real. How is he not nominated for something? There should definitely be a scramble, a change somewhere, somehow, you know? I mean, hey, there should really be some type of change going on there. On the cuffs and heels of the Grammys, in the midst of all that,
I believe. Let me see if I could find the category that. So Chris Brown went ahead and basically Chris Brown went ahead and basically just decided to bury another artist because he didn't win. And this is exactly what I was talking about beforehand in the beginning. And I know this Grammy rant is kind of long, but we're just going to keep it going. It's the same situation, kind of like how Kanye was going in on Beck and how he almost got up on stage and ruined Beck's moment because he was mad that he didn't win. This is that exact same moment, except it's two black artists going up for a category in which they are both respectively well versed in. Pardon me. They're both respectively well versed in, right? Now, Chris Brown had this to say. Who the F is Robert Glasper? I'm going to keep kicking y'all respectfully. I got to get my skills up and I'm going to start playing the harmonica. And down there it says new level unlocked harmonica breezy. Now this was wrong. Like, why disrespect an artist? Why are you going at him? Like, why are you going at him? He ain't even do nothing wrong. All he did was win an award. Like, Robert Glasper is a producer. There's nothing wrong with like, bro, Robert Glasper makes very amazing R&B music. His Black Radio 3 album, I'm sure, is amazing. I haven't heard it, but I've heard his music. I've heard his music before. Like, it's not like he's just some random dude or what. He's just some random cat or something like that. He's an actual artist. And the entire time Chris Brown is taken out to disrespect another black man during Black History Month is outrageous. I'm gonna just tell you, it's outrageous. It's dumb. He makes soundtracks. Robert Glasper makes soundtracks. He don't just make he not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't. Let me see what he won. Okay, so he won best R&B album. And let's just see who was in this category. Who were in this category besides Chris Brown? He won best R&B album. Let me see here. Let's just look at it if I can. See who was in this category. Because, like I said, I don't watch the Grammys, so let's just look at it. Let me see. Mm. All right. So we're in 2023. It was Mary J. Blige, Chris Brown, Lucky Day, and PJ Morton, who are all, and Robert Glasper, who are all going up for the same award. I wonder, is Chris would Chris Brown have gotten mad if, let's just say, Lucky Day won? Would he have been mad if PJ Morton won? I'm wondering. It's just another case of this gatekeeping stuff, bro. Like, would he have said something if Mary J. Blige won? Obviously not. Obviously he's not gonna say nothing if she wins because she's a legend, and I know he wouldn't fix his mouth to, like, disrespect her. But it's like, you know, But it's like sitting up here and like trying to churn out this narrative of like, oh, they're against me or something like that when you're just as part of the system as them nominating you. So it's like, don't disrespect an artist, a well crafted artist like Robert Glasper because he found a way to tap into and finesse his way to that R&B category and win. That's not his fault. Don't get mad at him. Get mad at the Grammys. Get mad at the Grammys. He's a producer, but he produces some great, amazing R&B music. And honestly, to be fair, if I go look it up, I believe he apologized to him. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, I think he apologized to him. Let me see here. Yeah, see, so he apologized after people, I'm sure, got on his head top talking about why are you disrespecting Robert Glasper? I'm sure they got on. I'm sure people got on his head top. I'm sure even some of his own fans got on his head top. Like, bro, you're not even supposed to be doing that. You an OG in the game, and you da 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 da. Not to say that Robert Glasper ain't an OG in the game himself. Congratulations, my brother. I would like to apologize if you took offense to my reaction at the Grammys. You were not the intended target, and I know I came off really rude and mean. After doing my research, I actually think you're amazing. The organization, excuse me. Let me go back to that. Sorry. Yeah, so as I was reading, it says the organization isn't doing us blacks our due diligence. You and I should never be in the same category. Two totally different vibes and genres. So from one black man to another, congratulations. Hope you are able to feed your family for life. God bless my G. That was lame. That was a lame apology. That was a lame apology. How you gonna tell us how you this part right here kills me. The part where he says you and I should never be in the same category. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you is he saying that Robert Glasper should be in like an instrumental category or something like that because he just produces the tracks? No, 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 no. They put him there for a reason. He was supposed to be there. He makes R&B music, even if he ain't singing it. He's producing it. But like, what does he? What did he mean by that? What does he mean by that, man? That just sounds like discrediting. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like, hey, let me discredit you. And I'm sure Robert Glasper was like, it doesn't even matter, bro. It doesn't even matter, and I'm not gonna take him being mad at the Grammys to heart, and him taking it out on me just because I won, you know. But congratulations to Robert Glasper, Chris Brown. Yeah, Chris Brown is a gatekeeper, and the fact that he got mad about that is just that's makes it's not mature. It's not mature at all. Now, in the midst of all of that, there is drama within the Migos camp, pretty much, since the untimely passing of Takeoff. There was something that happened yesterday night in which both Offset and Quavo were arguing and fighting backstage at the Grammys. And it says here that it was because the Grammys wanted Offset to
be a part of the tribute to Takeoff, and Quavo stopped it and said no. And that's when the physical altercation backstage happened. Now, earlier, Offset said, "What do I look like fighting my brother?" And I was gonna take that as it was, because I'm like, people put stuff on the internet all the time, and people put stuff on the internet all the time that isn't true. So it's like, okay, I'll just take that for what it is, and that's it. So now it was saying earlier that they were saying it was being reported earlier that ET, that's Entertainment Tonight, has video of basically Cardi both of them to yelling at both of them, saying that both of y'all are wrong. And I believe there's like something to the effect of them telling her to shut the up bit, and she basically responded back to them. Things like this, like not even just like, I don't know, famous stuff or anything like that, no entertainment or nothing like that. Taking all that away, when a family like when family members die, like when family members pass, and it's an important family member that was an important piece that kept everybody together, like public disputes of evil come to destroy what made the mold to keep the family together. It like evil starts to like push itself onto spreading it out for the public to see, and it's very nasty and disgusting. These two brothers should like really just like settle their differences, man. Like, this is not something that really needs to be public at all. I feel like the Migos, I feel like Quavo and Offset shouldn't even been at the Grammys. I know that, I know, I'm pretty sure Offset is trying to take his mind off of the things that transpired as much as possible. And same thing with Quavo. I'm sure they're just trying to take their mind off of it. But like, you know, if it was me and I had a, if it was me and I had somebody very important to me, you know, you know, pass away, I wouldn't even be out. I would be at home, man. I'd be at home just, I know you're supposed to like, have your time to grieve, and then, just try your best to live your life to the fullest and everything like that. But it's too, like, it's too soon. That was back in October, bro. Like, it was just October. What, that's October, December, January, February. That's only 4 months. It's only 4 months, man. And they sitting up here at the Grammys fighting each other. Respectfully, these two brothers are very talented, and they shouldn't be fighting. They should really be trying to reconcile with each other. That's at least what I would have thought as soon as I had heard about this. I mean, they got all that drama going on with you know Jay Prince and all of that. They should really be trying to reconcile. It's just the enemy is doing its best to just put this circle of like try to put this circle of public indecency on these brothers, and they should definitely be reconciling. I really agree with Cardi B, as in like, yeah, both of y'all are wrong. Y'all shouldn't even be doing it. Y'all shouldn't even be doing this like this. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair to y'all's family, for y'all to be sitting up here fighting each other or arguing or whatever it is that they were doing. You know, that's not that you know that's not how you do it. Y'all supposed to come together as family, cause y'all are family. They family. Quavo and Takeoff are. I'm sorry, Quavo. I apologize. Quavo and Offset are family. Y'all are blood. No matter what, no matter what arguing y'all got going on or whatever, y'all are family at the end of the day, and y'all need to just remember that. You know, at the end of the day, y'all need to remember that y'all are family at the end of the day, and that should be the most important thing that makes y'all come together. So it's like I can't even. I don't. Out of respect, I don't even want to. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even want to like play the video of her yelling at both of them, because it's just like, I don't think I need to, bro. Y'all can go find the video yourselves if y'all want to, but that's all I got to say on it. I'm not gonna talk about Jay Prince and how he, you know, threatened Offset and how Offset responded, because that's messy. It, the me the Offset and Quavo already got enough going on as is, with this just being enough right here. This right here being enough. So it's like I ain't even gonna talk about that, because that's just gossip. It's just gossip, and I don't respectfully speaking, I don't do gossip on this podcast. I do my best. I try my best to focus on things that, yes, granted they are public. Granted, sometimes it covers an entertainer, but sometimes I like to cover things that are like real life things that are happening to entertainers. You know, you could like it's even a thing. It's almost kind of like a thing where like you can kind of try to find a relatability with entertainers, because at the end of the day, when you take away money from entertainers, what are they? They're just like us, just like us. They gotta wake up. They gotta wake up and brush their teeth and take a shower just like we do and go to work. Except what they call work is helping and healing us, and getting us away from our norm of reality, like whether it be music, whether it be television, whether it be sports, whatever an entertainer does to fill a void in our lives, that's their job. I saw this online. A 9-year-old kid graduates from high school and wants to be an astrophysicist. This is so dope.
Graduating from Reach Cyber Charter School in Harrisburg.
We're just proud that we're able to individualize his instruction.
They didn't bog me down. They also advocated for me, saying he can do this, he can do that.
David took classes remotely
Nigerian.
from his home in Bucks
He's
County.
definitely
He loves
Nigerian.
science and computer programming.
Yeah,
I want to be an
Nigerian.
astrophysicist, and I wanted to study black holes and supernova.
David's
This is so
parents have
fire.
advanced
Look at
degrees,
his
but raising
dad.
a young son with extraordinary intellectual gifts
Hi.
is challenging.
I had to get outside of the box. Playing billow fights when you're not supposed to, throwing the balls in the house. Like, he's a 9-year-old with a brain that's just have the capacity to understand and comprehend a lot of concept that's beyond his years
so
and sometimes
fire.
beyond my understanding.
I've never seen
Bro,
a 9-year-old
that is so
graduate.
But
fire.
that's just what 9-year-old David.
That is so fire.
Member of Mensa, David credits a number of favorite teachers.
Mr.
He taught them a thing or two in just the few years it took him to get through the 12th grade.
David was an inspirational kid, definitely one who changes the way you think about teaching.
After completing a semester at Bucks County Community College, the family is now looking at colleges and universities across the country to try to find one that's just the right fit.
Am I going to throw my 9-year-old into Harvard while I'm living in
his
DA?
dad must be a professor too.
Another tough question on this unique journey. But so far, David and those around him have come up with the right answers. In Harris, member of Mensa, David credits.
I ain't gonna lie, this reminds me of a story. It's not really a story, but like the high school I used to go to, there was like a 9-year-old. I think he was like 9 years old, or he was 11 actually. An 11-year-old Asian kid that was either in, I want to say he was a freshman or he was a junior. Like, we had like a 11-year-old Asian kid at our high school. And I'm going to be honest, it made me feel dumb because I'm like, dang, man, like, that's so, like, he's probably like, I never had a class with the kid, but like, he's probably in all types of like AP honors classes and stuff. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, God's engineering is so crazy. God is the greatest, bro. Like, he can take the brain of a genius and push it into like throw it into a child's head and have the child develop faster with the brain than the child, before the child even gets a chance to know how to drive a car, shave, or even tie a tie or pay taxes. God's engineering is crazy, bro. Like, I loved this right here. This is amazing. I don't know why I don't know why I was pointing over here. It's over here. But yeah, man, God's engineering is amazing, bro. Like, it's like you don't even understand how much, like, it's that, and then also his dad's like he's Nigerian. That's number 2 on that's either 1 or 2 on the list. And then his dad's a professor. So, and then you seen that his dad was just talking about, oh yeah, am I gonna put him in Harvard? That's so Nigerian. So Nigerian. Am I gonna put him in Harvard while I'm still like a professor? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But that's dope though. I don't know. I just thought that was dope, and I wanted to put that in here. So, this is the sports section of the podcast. So, basically, in basketball, biggest news right now is that Kyrie Irving got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Right? And I'm just gonna break that all down. He's the most like not liked person in the NBA right now. For something that happened with a certain movie that he tweeted out, and then they turned that into a whole narrative, which made it look like he didn't care about a certain group, certain religious group,
because he tweeted out a movie from a popular e-commerce store. And that turned into a whole thing. And, he basically got canceled for not saying anything but tweeting a movie on his Twitter. And that opened up the woodwork for a lot of other avenues and turned it into an old narrative, which it should have never turned into a narrative, so on and so forth. Now he looks as though he's the target, blase, blase. That turns into a narrative. And now where we're at. He lost a shoe deal. He lost endorsements, blase, blase. Even the owner of the basketball team he was on played this game of faking like he cared for Kyrie Irving. And as I stated before, this is where we are now. He is now part of the Dallas Mavericks. He will be alongside Luka Doncic and a pretty decent owner, Mark Cuban. I'll get into the LeBron aspect of it and how the Lakers wanted, or not even the Lakers, LeBron wanted Kyrie to be with the Lakers. Wanted Kyrie to be with the Lakers, and the Brooklyn Nets owner was not going for it. He said, I'll trade him anywhere but the Lakers. And that's what happened, and here we are. Now, in the midst of all this, ESPN, of course, got wind of it because, he's, for some reason, their pincushion to step on and just completely publicly drag, and they use SAS to drag him the most. So, earlier today, Jay Williams and SAS had a quarrel of sorts, and that's what we're going to be looking at over Kyrie Irving. So let's just get into it.
Don't you think there's and I hear you on, if you're a billionaire, if you're a team owner, like you want your product on the floor instead of going into the luxury tax every single year, you want to see that win a championship. I understand that aspect of it. Okay. But don't you feel like the way Kyrie Irving has been labeled is a little bit misjudged? Don't you think it's almost like, I've heard things like he is a headache. The decision was an idiotic decision. The decision was an idiotic decision. The decision was an idiotic decision.
You know it's big news when Stephen A. Smith calls into the show for his reaction. Stephen A., thank you so much for taking a little bit of time. What do you think of this trade request?
Idiotic. Let's get that out the way. Idiotic. Let's get that out the way. Idiotic. Let's get that out the way.
But don't you feel like the way Kyrie Irving has been labeled is a little bit misjudged? Don't you think it's almost like, I've heard things like he is a headache. The decision was an idiotic decision.
I thought initially his trade demand was idiotic.
Okay.
And then we heard that you got 4 teams ready to pay the brother money. Go get the money. You see what I'm saying? I thought it was idiotic because I thought it brought attention to all the question marks about him when he was playing so well. But then you hear about both LA teams, Dallas and Phoenix, ready to pay him, ready to take him on. And then you say, okay, not so idiotic. It's actually smart on his part.
Okay, I get it.
Which makes you wonder even more, what do you even really have against a player who don't even know who you are, like who don't even talk to you, don't even associate himself with you. What do you have? It's like that same thing that Skip Bayless has, or I don't know if he still has it with Kawhi Leonard, but when Kawhi Leonard was with the Raptors and Skip Bayless would take every opportunity to just pin Kawhi Leonard to the wall and just call, and not even, he went for a whole little bit and didn't call Kawhi Leonard by his name. He just called him number 2. What's really the agenda here with some of these like analysis people? Like they be paying them X amount of dollars to just be like berate players. And then like I got a lot of respect for Jason Williams because at least Jason Williams has actually played basketball. He's not just some random sports analysis person who wrote stuff in the newspaper and never actually played and actually played the sport. I would like more of that. Can you please, like ESPN, can y'all get more players and make those players actual like analysis people? I'd rather hear like actual people who played the game as like sports people who actually played the game versus people who just, oh, I went to college for sports writing or I did it, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like I don't understand what this like whole dragging of a player is and why y'all do it every week. You get paid big dollars to drag, and then Stephen A be dragging black players like crazy. Like Stephen A would never fix his mouth to talk bad about Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or he probably has never talked bad about Dirk Nowitzki. Probably never, and I got hella respect for Dirk Nowitzki. Probably never said anything bad about Luka Doncic. Probably never said nothing bad about like people where I'm going with it. Like he's literally specifically getting paid to just drag black football players, black basketball players as much as he can. And I'm sure he's getting top dollar to drag Kyrie Irving.
Like, where is the blame on the organization? It's not a two-way street? Because it feels very, like, oh, it's all Kyrie. Okay. Because he's the only, I'm like, wait a second. Sean Marks, I got all respect in the world for him.
Look at his face.
He's the one that got all these guys together.
Okay, can I ask you?
Sure.
So because you know,
let's go into it a little bit.
You do this a lot.
I do what a lot?
No. I'm getting ready to break it down for you, right? So instead of refuting what you're saying, I'm gonna throw you a scenario. Stay with me, Tim.
All right.
Okay.
So Jay Williams, you're a superstar basketball player. I'm the GM, and I'm not absolving Sean Marks because Sean Marks needs to do a better job. He hasn't been perfect. We all know this. Okay, Joe Tsai wasn't connected to the sport of basketball. He got the money, but the game itself, he ain't attached to it like that. He's learning as he goes along. But he knows that Kevin Durant's a superstar.
Yep.
Kevin Durant's like package deal. I want Kyrie with me. I'm leaving Steph Curry. I'm coming with Kyrie. You want me, Kyrie comes with you because you know that Brooklyn didn't necessarily want Kyrie Irving. They just took him because Kevin Durant insisted that Kyrie Irving and him were a package deal. So now that we know that, you're Kevin Durant. I'm talking to you. And I'm looking at you, two-time champion, two-time NBA Finals MVP, Mr. Reliable, because the only time Kevin Durant misses games is legit injuries. There's no drama involving Kevin Durant. This brother wants the ball all day, every day. He don't want to miss games. I come to you and I say to you, you tell me what you want. And you are that preeminent of a superstar.
Win a chip.
Why would I not give you the keys? Why would I not? Because if you're going to blame Sean Marks and Joe Tsai, what you have to concede, Jay Williams, is that they're to be blamed for trusting the players.
So this is a great point that you brought up. What do we complain about LA all the time? What do we say? They gave LeBron too much power, right? Oh, LeBron won you guys a chip, but now we're saying he has too much power because of the Russell Westbrook decision that you and I talked about. I'm like, different teams, different camps, a different way of leaking out information.
Okay.
Right? So we annihilate LeBron James because he has too much power.
No one annihilated him.
Oh, come on, Stephen.
Nobody annihilated him. Nobody annihilated him. You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Because he won a championship. Everybody acknowledges that LeBron delivered. He delivered on what he came to LA to do. Okay. What they say, however, is this. You won the championship with these guys, and you made a decision based on your personal preferences. You have a relationship with Russell Westbrook, and you were willing to give up guys who helped you win a championship to get your boy there. That was the criticism about him. That was all.
Okay, so still, who does that fall on? The organization who's trying to figure that out, correct? Okay, so the same thing with the Brooklyn Nets.
In some regards, this isn't always the case in life, but sometimes perception is reality.
So it seems like Jay Williams is trying to put the blame of why Kyrie being in Brooklyn didn't work on the organization. And it seems as though Stephen A is trying to put the blame on the players and or maybe the owner and the player for it not working out. And I can see that, but at the same time, it's like he's kind of like circling it. He's kind of like trying to circle it back to Kyrie and trying to make it like this whole narrative of, selfishness and ego somewhere involved in that. And saying like, oh, just because he won this many chips or he did this or did that, I'm entrusting you with the keys. And he said something very interesting to the effect of they wanted Kevin Durant, they didn't really want Kyrie Irving. How do you know that? How do you know that? Are you in the board meeting with these people? Come on, bro. You literally just want to drag Kyrie Irving. Just tell the truth.
Perception of him is he's not accountable to anybody else in the locker room with him. Mm-hmm. And it's a team sport. And you played on a lot of teams. You've covered teams, right? So
and was a winner.
And then for me, as a player, I know this my entire life, it was always about it. Well, I wasn't accountable even as much as a player to my family, to the fans, to the organization, to myself, obviously, because you want to do your thing and get paid. But it was, I don't want to let this dude down, this dude down, this dude down. And in a team sport, when you're trying to reach the pinnacle and win, it's so critical that people feel that. And so from that standpoint, I don't think it's unfair to judge him in that way. He doesn't seem accountable and responsible to the people that he is playing with. He's very much about what is my next thing that I want to do to make me satisfied.
Can we talk through that? So one of the big things is police brutality in this country and around George Floyd. Kyrie Irving wasn't the only black man that was questioning whether he wanted to go to work or not and make a stand on it.
LeBron did that too.
That's a pretty unprecedented thing. That was a big thing. Number one.
LeBron did that. Dwayne did that.
The pandemic, whenever you get approached by saying, hey, you can have this extension.
It's a bunch of players that did that.
You can have this extension. If you take the vaccine, he chose not to. Like, that's another. There are other players in the NBA who were unvaccinated that didn't get their feet held to the fire the way Kyrie Irving did, by the way.
He talking that talk now. He is right, though. After Kyrie didn't want to take the vax, after he talked about police brutality, that's when they started trying to attack him. And other players wasn't getting as much, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Jason Williams is spitting right now. I ain't gonna lie. Because if you look at like for instance, look at Aaron Rodgers, bro. Aaron Rodgers didn't take the vaccination. He didn't take the jab. And look at it. What'd they do? Nothing. They left him alone. Versus
This man over here in the NBA saying, I don't want to take it. Boy, they turned that into a blockbuster story. They turned Kyrie Irving not wanting to take the needle into like a whole entire 5-month thing. And then they just tried to tack on stuff on top of that to make it look like he ain't want to play basketball and he was being a big baby or something like that. When y'all the ones who created a narrative for it. This type of stuff make me think like basketball is like has like you know how, and I'm gonna talk about this too. Arian Foster just came out talking about that the NFL is like rigged. He basically said that the NFL is rigged and they have scripts and stuff. That made me feel like the same way about the NBA. Like they legitimately just be doing stuff just to have something ready for ESPN or Fox Sports, man. Like it's really crazy.
You held his feet to the fire because of the city mandate. No, let me finish my point. Now we up here talking.
I didn't
Can I finish my point? You held his feet to the fire.
Look at Molly. You're acting like it's past tense. Look at Molly.
You ain't changed, so all I'm saying is accountability
look at Molly.
Look,
y'all look at Molly. Look at Molly. Molly don't know what to do right now. Molly has no idea how to feel right now, bro. He is man. Jason Williams said, I ain't going for it today.
The last thing, I'm going to bring up another point. The last thing about the repost, okay? What's the first thing I came on this show and I said? I said, okay, I understand there's going to be clout on the way he handled the situation, but how come there's no energy in that towards Amazon? Like, there was no energy towards that.
That's
so
true.
We said Kyrie Irving anti-Semitic, and everybody's tone changed 2.5, 3 weeks later. And guess what? I didn't hear anybody calling Jeff Bezos anti-Semitic. I didn't even hear that conversation go toward that. So all I'm saying is the energy around Kyrie, it picks up a lot of traction, and people start doubling, tripling down on their takes, and all of a sudden now it's like he's not accountable. He doesn't hold up with teammates. I'm not saying there aren't troubles with Kyrie. I'm not saying that, but the way he's labeled just seems to be so extra with him.
Okay.
It seems like he's turned into like a media target.
Are you finished?
Yes, thank you for allowing me to talk for a minute and 30 seconds.
Well, listen. Well, first of all, you want more?
I mean,
I give you more. It ain't a minute and it ain't a minute and 30 seconds. You get plenty of time to talk on the show.
I thank you for allowing me to finish my point. Thank you.
Exactly. And after I finish, we're gonna come back and make sure you get more time.
Okay.
There's a bunch of BS you talking
right now. It's not a bunch of BS.
It is
just because
BS.
you label it BS does not make it BS, Stephen A. Smith.
I said I'm calling it BS.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
That's your perspective.
That's right. You're damn right, and it matters.
Molly quiet. Tim Legler is quiet.
It's good. Wait, so you think?
No, I know it.
Hey, tell me why Tim Legler and Molly Quib are both quiet as a church mouse. I ain't heard Tim try to jump in at all. I thought Molly was the mediator. Why she ain't trying to like stop this right now? She's sitting there dead. She's staring in the dead off into space. Dead off into space.
I know it does.
I would beg to differ.
I know
First of all, right now, Jay, you sound ridiculous, okay? Because first of all, let's call a couple of things. When Kyrie Irving missed a couple of weeks because of the insurrection at the Capitol, that wasn't about the vaccine. That wasn't about George Floyd. There was an insurrection at the nation's capital. You didn't bring that up. What that got to do with basketball? There's a whole bunch of people that were traumatized over it. It didn't stop them from showing up to work. Is that fact? Is that a fact? Yes or no? By the way, when he missed 2 weeks of basketball because of the insurrection, what transpired?
This much,
there was a play in the bubble. The Los Angeles Lakers won the championship in the bubble. I noticed that when he was a member of the Players Association as the VP, okay, and he went behind Chris Paul's back and was trying to encourage players not to play. You didn't bring that up.
Why do you care this much, though?
Then we go to the Lakers winning the championship in the bubble. The season ends in October. It restarts in December, but Kyrie was off since February. So he has 10 months off. And then when he took the 2 weeks off, 2 weeks into the season, because he was traumatized by the insurrection, I'm sorry, wasn't he caught partying with his family? which made him get additional time.
He was at his sister's birthday party, sure. That's a party.
Wait a minute.
Ain't gonna lie, he sound like a jealous girlfriend or something like that. Like, bro, did he do something to you personally? Did he say something to you personally that rubbed you the wrong way or something? Because, damn, that's not adding up. It don't make no sense. Like, it's not adding up at all. Like, why do you constantly every week on this show drag Kyrie Irving? It don't make no sense at all. You bringing up all this stuff that has nothing to do with you, and why you keep dragging him. Like, it's not making any sense. You all over the place with your points, and all the stuff he keep talking about is just basically stuff that has nothing to do with him. Like, it has nothing to do with you. Yeah, so what he took days off. And what that got to do with you? It don't make no sense, bro. If you are slandering another black man for money, then just say that. Just say you're slandering another black man for money, and save us all the attention span that you try to drag out the point to make.
I'm not knocking. Hey, I don't mind. Okay. What I'm saying is that he was saying he was traumatized over the insurrection. When you went partying, you were in violation of league safety protocols because of the pandemic.
Is he a
which
fed?
forced them to make him take off additional time. So when Tim Legler, me, or anybody else points to what Kyrie has done to contribute to the level of cynicism,
I'm not absolving him of accountability.
Again, I'm going someplace. What I'm saying to you is this: when we bring it up, it's not unfounded. Now, when you bring up, Jeff Bezos, you are absolutely right. Not a single soul disagree with you. Okay. What we said was, not only did you jumpstart it, but a whole bunch of people brought up that Jeff Bezos still left that film up, okay? That was that purportedly anti-Semitic. Excuse me, what kind of traction that gets? So when you talking to the world and you bring up Jeff Bezos, who makes about $70 billion.
Yeah, but Stephen A., Stephen A. acting like if Kyrie Irving never tweeted that movie, that nobody was gonna ever find that movie. That movie has been out for forever. That movie was gonna be found whether Kyrie Irving tweeted it out or not. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that the movie is still up on Amazon, and they made a whole big deal out of it, and pulled investors and pulled sponsorships away from Kyrie Irving because they wanted to put a narrative together. They wanted to put a narrative together, and they found somebody to do that with. That whole thing of him tweeting a movie out shouldn't have even been news like that. Okay, he tweeted out a movie. So the hell what, bro? And it's his choice. It's his fan base. It's his choice to put out a movie if he want to. Tweet out a movie if he want to. It'd be different if it was something like him tweeting out like Adolf Hitler movie or something like that. That's not what he did. He just tweeted out a certain type of movie, and then I'm sure the NBA and the ESPN decided to just like take that and turn that into something and make that a big fat story, and then ESPN used their analysis people like Stephen A. Smith to just drag Kyrie Irving for as long as they can and pay this dude handsomely in between all of that. And now he all over the place because he can't find a real good reason why he has been disrespecting somebody like Kyrie Irving. It's not like he stepped outside and ran somebody's dog over or something like that. I don't think that's what he did. I don't think he brought any harm to to anybody physically, did he? Like, what's your beef with him?
Million a year. Okay, you criticize him. Take the film down. He didn't do it. Now what? All you can do is point out what the issue is and then go from there. In Kyrie's case, you're a player. And you want to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Who doesn't? We can't knock you for that. But the reality is that he's looking to cash a check. Bezos is cutting checks. Those who have the gold make the rules. We hate it. We don't like it. But it's reality. So you coming on national.
Yeah, but he's one of the richest men in the world. And that movie is sitting on a medium he created. And he's not taking the movie down. So who's really the villain here? Who's really the villain here? Is it a guy who tweeted out a movie or a guy who allowed the movie to get on his platform? Let's make sense of it.
Television whining and moaning about that. I get you because you're right. No. I'm not insulting you.
You just insulted me by saying I'm whining and moaning.
I get you. Reality. So you coming on national television whining and moaning about that. I get you because you're right. No. I'm not insulting you.
You just insulted me by saying I'm whining and moaning.
I'm whining and moaning at Jay.
Come on, man.
Since you want to be ultra sensitive, I'm whining and moaning about it. Wow. I'm saying to you,
he insulted him twice already. Okay. Wow, Stephen A.
You're right what you're saying, but the point is it doesn't change the reality that is not what's going to get the headlines. You can complain about Jeff Bezos all you want to, but it's Kyrie Irving that's looking for somebody else's money while he wants to do what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, which is why we're talking about him. You think Jeff Bezos going to make back page headlines for the New York Daily News?
No, but
it's not going to happen.
We put
because he has enough money to pay it off
than we do, and you made mention of that on your podcast.
I don't deny that.
Wait, so first off, I'm not the one.
I don't deny that.
I'm being sensitive.
I don't deny that.
But you're the one that seemed very emotional.
Oh my God.
And it's a subject matter, Stephen A.
Go ahead, Jay.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm not sitting up here on national TV absolving Kyrie Irving of every decision. I'm not going back and reaccounting every decision. I'm just saying how it's interesting to me. It just carries such a bigger momentum, in particular with you, more so than anybody else.
Stephen A. What I would ask you is do me a favor. Stop telling us what you find interesting and just tell us what you feel.
No, my job is to be interesting.
You say, I find it interesting. You always say that. Say what you're saying.
It's the third time you did it.
What did I just say?
What are you saying?
What am I saying? I just said what I'm saying, Stephen A.
Which is?
And I'm not allowed to say what I find interesting.
Of course you are.
But like once again,
I invite you on the show to say what's interesting.
He thinks you're too preoccupied with Kyrie, too hard on Kyrie.
Did I mention Kyrie Irving last week before he demanded a trade? We were talking football. How many times have I mentioned Kyrie Irving over the last few weeks?
I don't seem to be the one being triggered right now.
Well, I'm always triggered.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are not.
He calling it out.
I've seen you. I watch your show every day.
So what
are we talking about Kyrie or is this personal?
It seems personal.
I don't want it to be personal.
What seems personal?
It seems personal for you.
For me with Kyrie?
Yes.
You
1,000,000%.
You of all people with all the interest you have got the nerve to sit here in national television and tell me I'm getting personal with a player?
Yes.
I don't lose no sleep.
I didn't say you
I don't lose any
Yes,
sleep.
you do. Yes, you do. Stop that line.
I'm passionate about the subjects I'm passionate about. I don't accuse you of getting
This is
personal when you take the position.
You have accused me of getting personal.
Oh my God.
You have, Stephen A.
Can I go on the court?
I'm gonna leave it.
Can I go on the court real quick? Because I'd like to. Because when we started off,
we both got a lot to say.
All right.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
Okay,
Just say
guys.
it, Jay.
Can I?
Just say it,
I'm
Jay.
not in here for that. I'm not in here for
Just say it, Jay.
I'm on your show.
Okay.
The gloves came off and it was all fireworks.
But he made a valid point when he said, bro, it's personal with you and Kyrie. It's not just you talking. You're not just talking. You're not just talking like regular sport talk when you talk about Kyrie Irving. You are literally trying to make be evil about it with your intentions when you talk about that black man. So I salute Jay Williams for not like leaning to the inward ESPN worker logic and just trying to follow the same logic as everybody else and actually saying what it is
that's going on over there at ESPN.
So Arian Foster is going viral for saying basically that the NFL is rigged and the internet is losing his mind. So let's just look at the clip first.
It's funny, before we started taping, Arian was telling me about how the NFL is rigged and how every year he used to get a script.
Yeah.
Day one of training camp that would get dropped off at his locker. And you would have to, it was like week 1, you'll do this. Week 2, you're going to have a hamstring injury.
This has got to be
It's
cap.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Week 4, you're going to get 3 touchdowns. And so then you just have to, did you memorize those before the season started, or would you go and rehearse the script before every game?
We were really dedicated to it. So it was more so like,
this is cap.
That's what practice was about. It was about practicing the script. Like, this is what goes on and this is what we have to do in order to,
And this referee's going to miss this
believe
call.
him.
Yeah, because they hate you and they love the Colts, that
it's
sort of thing.
WWF, so it's like, you know, we know what's going to happen, but you still got to put on a show.
Yeah.
What did you think when you got the script in 2016 that said your career was going to fall off a cliff and you stopped believing in God?
Jeez,
that was 2015.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's funny, before we started taping.
So, like, I guess everybody has a part to play in the script of the NFL. I mean, I'm going to go on record and say I don't believe him. I think he's cap. I think he was just joking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he was just playing. And it's like, so like there's like a bunch of memes with it too. Like, let's just look at the memes real quick. Here's one.
I still want that gas
Josh Gordon and his dealer after getting the script.
After all this, you still? I still.
Tom Brady seeing Russell Wilson walk into the Super Bowl, script reading. It's hilarious, bro. What else is there? Brandon Bostic reading his script for the 2014 NFC CG. Is that Chalino Sanchez? They tripping. Tim Tebow after reading the wildcard script against the Steelers. The internet is so childish.
Oh, God
Tua Lova trying to remember his lines for week 14.
It's $2. Oh, God damn it.
Marshawn Lynch reading the script for Super Bowl 49.
Henry Riggs. Ooh, wow. Henry Riggs III preparing for his 2021 script. Bro, they tripping.
Are you ready?
Deshaun Watson after reading his NFL script. This is crazy. No, that's crazy.
Jason Pierre-Paul reading the 2015 offseason script.
The jokes are just pouring in, but I think at the end of it all, for real, it's like he was just stirring up some controversy. I don't think there's any type of script going on. If the NFL has a script, the NBA definitely has a script, then I guess. But honestly, I think I would say it's more possible with the NBA than it is with the NFL because the NBA had like a whole thing where like did they have like a whole investigation where there was a referee who was betting on the games and all of that? Yeah, I feel like the NBA is scripted in some way or some form. Back then it was. I feel like now that betting is legal, it's not so scripted now. Now that like you're free to like bet legally. So I mean, but yeah, that's what I think about this. I just think it's just something to just drum up some type of controversy. Yeah. So there's a comment on here that says an ex-NFL player says the NFL is scripted. People who have never been in the NFL crack jokes and say how, while it's never proving that it's not scripted. I mean, yeah, you could say that. But yeah, he was just trying to drum up some type of controversy. I don't think it's real. I don't think anything he said was real. He was just capping for a podcast. Ja Morant is also trending. We're still on the topic of the sports aspect of this podcast.
Ja Morant is trending on the internet because of basically some acquaintances of Ja Morant aggressively confronted members of the Pacers traveling party, and later someone in a slow-moving SUV, which Morant was riding in, trained a laser on them. The two members of the traveling party who spoke to the Athletics said that they did not see who shined the laser from the SUV. They also don't know if the laser was attached to a GUN, but they believe it was. A Pacers security guard in the loading area at the time remarked, "That's 100% a GUN. We felt we were in grave danger," one person who was present said. The two sources who spoke to the Athletic requested anonymity because they fear retribution from those who confronted them. They said they considered filing a report with the police, but decided against it for the same reason. The Pacers did alert the NBA, and league spokesperson Mike Bass told The Athletic that the league probed the matter.
Give me a ride, punk, or I will dust your ass.
It's so crazy because, man, it's not enough that Ja Morant is out here balling and getting drug tested. Now he has to answer to this whole thuggish persona he's putting on. He has to answer to that. I'm sure Ja Morant is just a young. I'm sure Ja Morant is a young black millionaire, and he just wants to play basketball. I don't think he's like the thug image that he's even trying to portray. I just think he's a young black millionaire trying to just ball and mind his business, and the NBA is just trying to vilify this man as much as possible. Honestly, I feel like he's their target. You know how they, like, back in the day when I used to watch basketball, like when I cared to watch basketball back in the day, I'm a casual looker of basketball now. But back then, I feel like they did the same thing to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson just wanted to play basketball, bro. And they just like narrated this thug image into Allen Iverson. Like bro just wanted to play ball and mind his business, but they just kept trying to put together this type of image of him that I don't think when I look at it today, I don't think that's really anything. I just feel like he wanted to be himself and they wouldn't let him be himself. I think that's what's going on here with Ja Morant. I feel like he's trying to be himself. He's trying to be comfortable in his own skin, and they won't let him. They won't let him. They said, you can have money. You can play basketball. But outside of that, we need you to act like this. And he's just trying to be whoever he is as this person with all this money, you know? People sitting up here joking and stuff. It's like, how would y'all be if y'all had money? Would y'all conform to an image that the NBA wants, or would you want to be yourself? Like, they did the same thing to Kawhi Leonard. They tried to make him out to be like this dude with an ego, yada, yada, yada. But dude just wanted to play basketball and go home. Like, bro just wants to play basketball and go home. You see now they done use so much energy on Kawhi Leonard that they don't even hardly talk about him anymore because they got all they could get out of him. This is what the media does. They center themselves on a player. It don't have to even be a star player. It could be a regular player on a team that's putting up decent numbers, and they're going to center themselves on that guy and see, hey, what type of player is he? Is he outgoing? Is he interested? Does he talk a lot? Is he quiet? What type of player is this? And they gon' pin cushion that person to a wall if they can. If he's an outspoken NBA player, this don't even got to be the NBA. NFL too. If he's an outspoken player, oh, they going after him. They own his head. If he's a player who cares about things outside of the sport, oh, they going after his head. If he's a player who don't really like to talk to the media, it's perfect. They're going to try to turn him into a villain. They're going to try to do this and do that just because of whatever. Because that's what they do. They pay these players millions of dollars and they have to put up with the media. Even when they don't want to put up with the media. They have to. It's part of the job. It's quote unquote what you signed up for. So I think they just trying to vilify Ja Morant. I feel like they trying to pull together this whole Allen Iverson, this whole Allen Iverson type of like mechanism on Ja Morant, which is very unfortunate because Ja Morant is a very good player and he shouldn't have to be going through all of this. He should, but at the same time, I put some type of fault on him as well. Like, bro, don't have goons. Maybe don't have goons trying to scare, a basketball team that your team got into it with, Maybe don't do that. Because who's to say that anybody on the team on the opposing team that you fought don't got goons as well? Some of these NBA players for real got goons like that. And it's like, bro, you're not the only one. Maybe don't do that next time, Your reputation will be crumbled if the media could make it that way. They make examples out of black players all the time. So, and they spotlight them as much as they can if it has anything to do with negativity. So I would just say, hey, salute to Ja Morant. Just keep balling, man. Don't let this get you down. Just stay away from any type of thug image that either you're trying to portray or the media is trying to throw on you. But see, this is what I mean. I'm telling y'all, I know what I mean when I say they are trying to make an example out of Ja Morant, bro. Trying to make an example out of him. It says they did an investigation, seen they were capping, still let an article come out to paint this negative image on me and my fam and ban my brother from home games for a year. Unbelievable. You see what, like I said, they using bro as an example. They trying to use him as an example. The same way they tried to use Allen Iverson as an example. Same way they tried to use many of our great basketball players as an example. I just need Tom Brady to y'all know Tom Brady's retired now, right? And I just need Tom Brady to hey. Nah, it's cool. He's still my GOAT, but I just need him to calm down, chill. Tom Brady over here trying to start an OnlyFans. I need him to I need Fox to go ahead and make our recently retired quarterback start working, because look at this. Y'all look at this. What he got going? Like TB12. What you got going, dog? Like, what we got going here? You already got midlife crisis, doggy? Like, what's up? What is this? What we got going on? What is TB12? What we doing, dog? Like, you tripping? You tripping? You out here tripping? He already doing some stuff. He already got something going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he got going on, but hey, he's still my GOAT. I still have a love-hate relationship with him as a quarterback. However, he's still my GOAT and all of that, but I just need Fox. They say he about to be a color analyst for Fox. I need them to pick him up already, like fast. Because if he doing this, ain't no telling what he doing off the internet. You hear me? Ain't no telling what he got going on when he got off that phone, bro. But salute to TB. Yeah. So for some reason, everybody's talking about Post Malone's performance and how he looks like he needs help, or it looks like he needs prayers or something like that. So let's just give it a. I don't know if I could play the audio. Let's just give it a try.
Before, surprise and you got me out guard. I stand jury out board. You was my shorty. And I'm taking inside like a strong bouquet. Yeah. Ooh, I'm falling. It's down to my core. Ooh, I'm falling. It's down to my core. Ooh, I didn't know it before. Surprise and you got me out guard. I stand jury out board. You was my shorty out thought.
I mean, to be honest and fair with you, one might say that's just him giving a really good performance and people just looking too much into it. One might say that. One might say he's going through like some withdrawal on whatever it is that he's on. Maybe it could be some type of I don't know, drug. Maybe. I don't know. Some people will probably point and say that it's like demonic. Maybe. I don't know. But I think he's just really just giving a good performance. I mean, that's all I get out of this. He's just giving a really good performance, and people can't just appreciate how much in the zone he is in his performance. You know, let that have been another rapper, they probably would have said the same thing. Or let that have been a singer, they probably would have ignored it and been like, oh, that's a really good performance. Maybe Post Malone just decided he wanted to give his all at that moment, at that time. He was in the zone already, so why not? Let me just give my all. These people paid for a performance. They're fans of mine. Why don't I just give them my all? And people reading into it too much and thinking that he's on a binge or you know, he's I don't know. People be thinking all types of stuff, but it's just giving a good performance in my opinion. That's all. I saw this on the internet while I was like looking for stuff, and it says Sauce Walker says SPM is the Tupac of Texas. SPM was one of the biggest Mexican rappers in the early 2000s before receiving a 40-year sentence for SA, if anybody is wondering. Or, you know, I think most everybody knows the story about why SPM went to jail. But let's look at the clip.
Are you Latin?
Yeah.
You Spanish? Okay, so like where I'm from, SPM is Tupac.
Okay.
Like South Park Mexican is like the best. Like he like a person that people look at it like
he's the Pac.
Yeah, him and Zero,
Zero, yeah.
him Zero, J Dog, and now people look at me like that. Like that's like how a culture is. Are you Latin?
I'm gonna be honest when I say like he's right about that to a certain degree. 'Cause like when he said Zero, yes, Zero is definitely like hands down like our Tupac. SPM, I don't know if I could say SPM is Tupac to me, but maybe to like the Latin population, most of the Latin population, he's like their Tupac, of course. J Dog, of course, is another one. Everybody has a version of. Everybody has an artist that is their version of Tupac, and undeniably, you can. I'm gonna just say that you can literally draw a real comparison to Zero and Tupac. I mean, you can just go down the line of like the amount of music. Like I think he gets that comparison because of the amount of music he put together. He put together to make a career, an illustrious career that makes it to where like even though he's not known by every single type of rap fan, he's known by a core selective group of cult underground fans. You know, he don't got no big songs with Drake or Jay-Z. Well, he does have one song, and that's Get Throwed, but I mean, that's not really a big song. You know, that's a big song, but like he doesn't really have any like major big songs with like big artists like that. But he's like he definitely has paved a road and a legacy to be known as, you know, that guy. Like even around the time he decided, hey, I want to retire, I don't want to make music no more. Bro, the amount of music Zero was probably sitting on when he decided, hey, I'm gonna retire. Bro probably got like 7 hard drives of music that could like pay him into old age, and he could probably never need to, you know what I'm saying? Never need to do anything but like maybe be an A&R or something like that. But like that's how powerful of an impact Zero has had, because he dropped so much music. Like he dropped so much music, and the music is good. It's not just he dropping trash or nothing like that. So on the case of like SPM, I didn't really get into SPM until like maybe, like I know of SPM, but I'm not like some big huge super fan of his music like that. But him as well, like with Dope House Records and them, you know, him just dropping albums even after he got locked up. He's still been dropping albums up until this point. You know, even though due to his whole situation with, you know, SA with a young, you know, that whole thing happening with his case. So I'm gonna be honest and say that like it is kind of hard to like throw somebody like him into the mix of like, you know, legacy or legendary talk, because people are always gonna bring up the fact that like, hey, do you know what he did to get put in jail? You know what I'm saying? You know what he did to get put in jail, and that like kind of like destroys. I feel like sometimes, even in like the Latin community, I feel like some Latin people think like, yeah, he's a good rapper, but you know, what did he do to get put in jail? You know, so, but I do believe that Sauce Walka has garnered a legacy to where like he is like the new Texas rapper that's solidifying a legacy. Not even just him. Mo3, you know, all of the newer Texas rappers are really solidifying a legacy for themselves. Like the big ones that we have, you know, your Sauce Walkers, your Mo3s, your Yella Beezies, your Trap Boy Freddy's, your isn't there like a there's like a rapper from El Paso or something like that. I can't remember. Something Tron. I can't remember his name, but there's a bunch of different, like, there's a lot of different flavors we got down here in Texas. And honestly, it took a very long time to get to this point to where we have something different. You know, when for the most part it's just been man, hold up, swang is on the truck, candy paint dripping, grills. You know, we got Sauce, we got Toby Nwigwe. Like it's like so different out here now. Like you don't even have to be signed to a mate. Like I feel like us as in Texas, we are like either number one or number two when it comes to like that independent lifestyle, that CDs out the trunk, that whole making major music without a major label. I feel like we own the spectrum, and that's us. That's our identity. And you can have rappers who don't got like no big time deals, but somebody all the way in New York knows who they are, or somebody all the way in California knows who they are, or somebody in Utah or Idaho listens to their music. That's how much of an impact I feel like Texas has as far as it goes with the independent music lifestyle. It don't even got to be rap music, but I feel like that's our identity. And you know, he's definitely right about the whole the whole Tupac structure with at least two of the artists that he named. I don't really know I don't really know about SPM like that. Maybe somebody could tell me. I forget. Greg Abbott is announcing plans to ban TikTok statewide. He said that it's critical that state agencies are protected from the Chinese Communist Party as they work on behalf of Texans. Whatever that means. I don't understand this fascination with government officials and them trying to ban TikTok. Like they're used like I guess they think that the Chinese artificial, like the Chinese officials are going to use artificial intelligence within TikTok to use spies to spy on Americans. It doesn't make any sense why that would even be. Why would they use TikTok when they can just use Facebook or Instagram, like the popular ones? I'm not saying TikTok isn't popular, but I think if Chinese spies wanted to spy on Americans before TikTok was a thing, right? I think they would have already infiltrated already. I mean, look at it. Our cell phone data gets sold our cell phone data gets sold all the time. And we don't know about it. We think when we download apps onto our phones and we agree to some sort of agreement that we're safe and we're secure, but we're not. All of our information is with somebody who we've never seen before in our lives. Some brainiac of some criminal organization or some big government spy agency has our information. And who's to say that it hasn't been sold by our own government? We don't know. You don't know. So it's like this love story between U.S. government officials in almost every state trying to ban TikTok when there are way more important things going on here in America that need to be taken care of that have not been addressed or taken care of is absolutely ludicrous. And it's a shame that you take time to focus on an app that can be destroyed and the data contents of it can be destroyed by one single person, or not even one person. It can be an AI that can destroy it versus people not being able to afford the amount of price inflation here in America. The fact that people can't find jobs here in America, the fact that student loan debt is still not being forgiven. Like, it's a lot of things that need to be, like our immigration system that is still flawed here in America. But you focused on an application. Like, come on, bro. Like, make this make sense. Really make this make sense. I don't understand it. I have no idea why you care that much about TikTok. Like, if it's that much, just tell. I mean, Governor Abbott had already banned. He had already banned TikTok. He had already banned government workers from using or having TikTok on their phones because obviously they're government workers. I mean, that makes sense. But like banning it, like, are you like statewide banning it? Like everybody in the state, or is it just government workers throughout the state? Is what I would like to know. That's what I would really like to figure out.